Hello, everyone. My name is Megan,
My name is Jamie.
and today we will be talking about disability awareness. And Jamie will be asking me some questions about what it's like to live with a disability.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, what is your relationship with the word disability?
Yes. So my relationship with the word disability it was very turmoil, turbulence, a lot of turbulence in the very beginning. Of course, disability is something that is, has a negative connotation to it. So when I was 8 years old, I started developing my disability. So I never had a disability before that. And so before 8 years old, I never really thought about disabilities. I just kind of was aware that people, had a disability and just were living their normal life. I didn't think too much of it. And then when I finally found out that I had a disability and I was progressively getting worse, I started really considering what it means to me and considering the identities that were associated with the word disability before I became disabled, such as religious context and stuff like that. But I think I'll get more into that later.
Okay. What do you want others to know about disability in order to create a more just and equitable experience for all?
Yeah. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you want others to know about disability in order to create a more just and equitable experience for all?
Um, I think more people need to know how change can happen and how we really do have a say in change. Contacting your congressmen, senators, attending AS student meetings, and really advocating could really make a difference and make a change. That's what I've been doing, at least here on campus at UCSD, and as well as my community college. I was very much of an advocate there as well, but I didn't really know how to get into advocacy and how to build equity from such a overlooked population. And I think just the community that I was brought up in Richmond, California, really helped me gain that voice, especially in my first internship there. I was part of the Plant to Plate internship program, and they really showed me how to feel like I belonged in a space and really getting over my uncomfortability around people and my disability. So I think that putting myself in experiences like that, really helped me develop skills and knowledge and feelings of advocacy later on. And yeah.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what could schools do better to support students with disabilities?
Yes, I feel like what schools can do better is for sure holding more spaces for students with disabilities to congregate and to really make decisions based on, the trajectory of their education, because there's a lot of decisions going on behind the scenes where students with disabilities aren't really being represented in those spaces. And if schools were able to hold a space like that on campus where that wouldn't even be a problem, then we could really just understand more of what we need to do as a school to really help these students. And maybe not even just students, but also faculty in these spaces, and also even holding, prevention education training for professors, because I have friends who have disabilities, and they've told me that professors haven't been culturally disability sensitive. So I feel like trainings, understanding, not just promoting the word equity and diversity, but also showing it and acting on it, showing us how to do it. Not just saying, that this is, something that is needed for change, but showing us how we can do that. And that would be, to represent us in these spaces, asking students with disabilities, surveying them. OSD passed a little survey, and they kind of were operating efficiently during that time, during COVID. But it's been 4 years since the survey, and a lot of people need accommodations that haven't been met by OSD. So I would recommend doing another survey in that area at least every year. And yeah, so education study, sort of justice circles for um, students, faculty to really understand what it's like to live with a disability, prevention education for professors, holding spaces for disabled students on campus, and really empowering students with disabilities to show how to and enact change. And that would be showing up to Congress meetings or any other type of government meeting, official meeting. So really showing representation.
Okay. So aside from school, how does disability impact family for you?
Yes, so this was the religious context that I was referring to earlier. So for me, I grew up Catholic and I just really valued Jesus Christ. And I, you know, heard a lot of stories in the Bible relating to people with disabilities and how they should be healed, and they have to get a miracle in order to be a efficient human being in today's society. And so to me, that just really impacted me in a harm way, because I kept thinking I had to be healed, I had to be saved. If I prayed hard enough, maybe I would be healed and a miracle would happen. I just didn't really like that idea of religious because in the religious context, because and it made me stray away from religion, because I just didn't feel safe in it. I didn't feel respected in it, and why would I respect someone who doesn't respect me and respect how I live and my life? And so yeah, I have found that also even with homosexuality. I also identify as a bisexual, so I just kind of just have formed my own religious context, and that unfortunately has impacted my family in certain ways. Like, I don't really talk to my grandma as much anymore. My mom and I don't agree on certain things, regarding my identity, and I think that it has also shown me and impacted me in a way to pick and choose your family, and really understand who will show you those family characteristics that should have been shown by your family. And I would say that I have grown closer to myself in a way, because I'm not depending on a certain orthodox principle to or religious principle to kind of guide me in a way. I'm more guiding myself, and building my own religious as religious based foundation by myself, and more of that is connecting with nature.
Okay, thank you for that. For the last question we have today, if a child was diagnosed with a disability, what advice would you give to them?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I feel like I I'm trying to think of what I would possibly say to myself at 8 years old. And I think that I would just let her know that it's going to be a very big challenge, to be very upfront, but that doesn't mean that you can't love out of toughness. Or, there could be tough love, it could be hard, but as long as you're holding yourself, pushing through it, fighting with the tears, like, I don't know, um, because there's going to be a lot of tears, but at the same time, it's about also being there, like, for yourself, not to sound cheesy, but like, this world hasn't been there for you, so there's no other option, no other way but for you to be there for yourself, and to start showing you how you can be there for yourself, because unfortunately, there's been so many situations where we haven't been shown that love and that respect, and it really takes, in this generation, yourself to show that for yourself. And that's how you could start to guide yourself also, and trusting that hopefully there's some sort of ancestral people behind you trying to guide you, but that's just me. And I think that also, just helping yourself, because at the end of the day, you're always going to be by yourself. You're your own best friend. And, the more that you understand what disability means for you, the more that you can understand what it means for others, and how others are reacting to the word disability, and reacting to disabled people, and encompassing more spaces of privilege.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering and sharing your
Yeah.
experience. And yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Thank you guys.